Hi guys, it's Mike here. Today I wanted to show you how I made a Christmas tree from Studio Light. It's a stamp layering tree with snow, and I turned the U into joy. It's a big die from it's called Big U from Simon Says Stamp, and well, I changed it. Mostly because I don't have a joy die. So I was playing earlier this week with the different memento inks I have to see how I could make a tree. And I like the darkest the best, but I only have two really dark greens. So I used the third layer to add snow to the tree. I'm sorry. And I wanted to ink blend some or maybe put a snow bank in the front. I am not really sure yet. So this is the U, and I thought I can partial die cut it, and I've tried it in many different ways, and I couldn't. So I thought I'd just chop it. I'll do some surgery. First, I'm layering them, and this is where I went wrong to start with, because I should have cut 6. I forgot. So I'm just using my Quickie glue pen, because that's nice and thin, and I'm adding 3 on top of each other, so I get a bit of a chipboard effect. And then I'm doing some surgery, die cut surgery. Don't know if that's a technique, but I just invented it. I'm putting it aside for now, just to let the glue dry. I'm sorry. And I start with the stamp layering. And I'm still not sure about the snowbanks. I made them with the snowdrift dies from My Favorite Things, and yeah. I didn't want to use the trunk. There's a trunk in the stamp layering set, but I thought it would be nice if it looked like it's submerged in the snow, because I put snow on it. Yeah, and I used Memento Dewdrops, olive green, northern pine, and white embossing powder. And you see the other ones are a bit light. I don't think they're very Christmassy colored. I don't know. I think Christmas trees should be dark green, not like a sap green. Anyway, this is the set. It has um, A, B, and C next to the stamp. And well, you start with A, then B, and then C. I mean, it makes sense. The first one is the easiest to stamp because that's the solid one. And I'm using Olive Grove. And I'm stamping it twice. And I'm not sure if it's the stamps or the Memento inks because they're both new to me. But I got a bit of a splotchy effect. I was lent these by my craft store so I can play with them and then show people how to do layering stamps. So that's quite cool. And I have to give it back tomorrow, so I thought I better sneak in a video. And yeah, you're layering up, and I'm looking really at the edges of the stamp, so you can see where the lines are and if it's a little bit out. And frankly, with something organic like this, it doesn't really matter. I also had a bird stamp, and that was a bit tricky, but it still worked out great. And I've added stills of them at the end of the video. So now the third layer, and I'm still looking at the edges, and I'm heat setting my previous layers first. So I didn't do that in the try sheet, and I got some embossing powder, kind of like everywhere. And although it's not a very clean look. I'm also using my embossing buddy, my homemade embossing buddy, and Versamark ink. and you may notice I'm not using my magnets to hold my card in place because I found that sometimes it makes stamping more difficult as they stick out. So this is Zing. That's one of the embossing powder I was provided, and it's white, and I also have a clear. And it takes a bit longer. Usually, when you see it go shiny, you stop embossing, but now you need to heat it a little bit longer to make it smooth and not pitted. So if if you have trouble embossing and you have that pitted look, just try and heat a little bit longer. It doesn't always work because sometimes, and you will see that later, it soaks into the paper. But usually they go smooth. So set that aside to dry, and now I'm chopping off or chopping up the U to get yo. No, I want Joe. And I'm doing it after I glued it because it's easier. And here, magically, I die cut 3 Ys as well because I just realized that I needed them. Hey, well, yeah, it's a progress. I never done it before. I didn't rehearse it, and I only tried the partial die cutting, and ugh, that was horrible. So I thought, oh yeah, I well, just do surgery, and it worked. I'm very happy with it, and you know, it gives me an opportunity to stretch my supplies. I didn't take that bit out because I thought I was cutting it off, but yeah, I know. So I'm looking for my tape, and I need a really small bit to join the two together. And if you have a better method for this, well, let me know because that seam, I thought with embossing it, and I'm embossing it with Paper Mania Gold, and I'm doing 3 layers, and I thought that little seam that would be covered and go smooth, and it didn't. So yeah, you can see I was not sure which one to use, but Paper Mania is the bigger pot, so I went for that one. Also, it's not as fine as the WoW, so I thought that would make the layers thicker, quicker. And I still did 3 layers, just because I can. So I'm dipping it in and making sure everything's covered, because where you touch it, you can rub it off. And so I'm heat setting it. I thought I zoom in so you can see. It's so cool. You see where the pits are, and then I'll just move on for now to another part, but then I go back and heat it some more, and it goes smoother. So I thought it would be still warm enough to put another layer on top, but it wasn't. Because sometimes it stays sticky when it didn't. So I just apply some more Versamark, and I see I still zoomed in. See, I forgot to check this screen, so I hope you can see it okay. I mean, basically it's the same as the other two. Or well, it's actually the other layer. And I went to look for my heat mat. Well, it's my baking sheet actually. It's more heat resistant because my cutting mat was buckling. See, I thought I'll zoom in so you can see, and then my hand is in the way. That was very smart. Yeah. But you can see already the layer is much smoother, and I was trying to manipulate it, and I just thought I'll do another layer. I'm so sorry I'm off screen. Really didn't check where I was in screen. I forgot I zoomed in. Oh, well. See, now the layer is so thick, you can actually see my heat gun is blowing it or moving the embossing, and I was trying to fill in that gap, and it looks almost gone. So maybe if I done a fourth layer, it might have gone. But yeah, I don't think it's really a big deal. You know, if I write the words, sometimes they're not attached either. So you could also, you know, detach all of them and just put JOY. But yeah, maybe next time. So I'm still here battling the what shall I do with this snowbank. In the end, I decided I will just do some ink blending with tumbled glass from Distress Inks, because oh, there's my magnet from the Misty. Um, it just doesn't make any sense to just plonk a snowbank on top there. At least it didn't make any sense to me. But you know, if you like it, if you like that look, go for it. So yeah, still, no, I'm not using it. And because I'm going to do ink blending, I grab the A part again and put it on top, so I can use the clear embossing powder to cover it up. So when you do ink blending, you won't color the tree. Um, I had to stamp twice because I don't think it took a lot of the ink. I never used this Zing before, but yeah, it is very coarse and it stays pitted. And here I was heating it so a long time, it kind of melted into the paper, and the layers from the stamping have disappeared as well a little bit. It kind of looks like one colored tree now, but it's shiny, so that's cool. It's like big and glitter and shiny stuff. It just makes things better. So the clear embossing layer will resist the distress ink. And I've done this as well with the bird to put the background in it. And I, you know, also I did it with the Hero Arts deer, and it just makes well, your life much easier because you have the solid part. And why mess around with a mask if you don't have to? So yeah, I'm putting in a few banks, and they're very delicate because they're tumbled glass. I didn't want something that was really dark blue, like Salty Ocean or Broken China is quite a step up from tumbled glass immediately. And what the light is a bit bright, so it doesn't really show on camera, but they're there. See. And now for the joy. It is, yay! It's all shiny and thick and chipboard-like, and it has a bit of a pointy edge to the Y. Yeah, to adhere, I'm using multimedia matte, and you have to be careful because of the shiny layer on the other side. If you get glue on it, it will make it matte as well. So you'll see me later wiping it off where it got onto the front. But other than that, it dries clear and you won't see if I've gone outside or, squished it. Squished it from underneath. But yeah, I'm placing it on the card and well, that's the card finished. I think it might need a few red berries maybe somewhere, but yeah, I left it here. So this is it. Thank you for watching, and I will show you all the photos of all the cards that I made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.